That felt good.
I love you.
I know.
This intro, though.
Like a dog, day and night, living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch.
Vintage. So adorable. Thanks. That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
You have no style or sense of fashion.
I think that depends on what you're...
Hello. That wasn't a question.
Ready to party.
All right, guys. What is going on, guys? Welcome to our great female movie character draft. We are live. If you're watching us, please be sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and comment. Let us know your reactions. How would you grade each and everyone's pick? So what are we doing here? 10 teams are going to be selecting 5 of the greatest female movie characters of all time. And we're going to lead us off. We're going to jump right in. Let's start it. And to lead us off is the amazing Manda. Follow her on Twitter at AMXNDA Reviews. Amanda, what do you got going on? Where can we find you? And what is your number 1 selection?
Oof. Well, I love doing these drafts with you guys. So thanks for having me back. You guys can always find me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I just dropped my Shiva Baby review today on candidxcinema.com. So my first pick is one of my favorite characters of all time because she is the cool girl and has the best monologue that should be printed and put everywhere on shirts, on any type of merchandise. She is from David Fincher's best film. I want to thank Reese Witherspoon for producing it and giving the part to Rosamund Pike, and I'm going to go with Amy Dunn in Gone Girl.
Amy Dunn is off the board, guys. We're rolling hot and heavy. And Loretto, lead us off, man. What is your number 2 pick?
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching on this Suit Up Geek Fix podcast channel. These drafts are always amazing. I'm one of the co-hosts at Suit Up Geeks. Hello, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us who's in this draft. Without further ado, I'm really excited to pick someone that paved the way of what female film characters could be. She emphasizes strength, fearlessness, and, I mean, minus the beauty, she also has a charm to her, a sense of humor that's just infectious. She was once a princess, but she turned into a general later on in her life. She's the only princess with a blaster. Shouts out to the original Princess Leia Organa. That's my number 2 selection. She paved the way for so many great action heroines. And R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. She's a wonderful, wonderful actress.
All right. Leia is off the board, which means AJ, you're on the clock, bro. You're muted, man.
You're muted, bro.
Here I am. I'm not muted anymore. It's nice to meet you guys. I'm another co-host of Geekly Goods. I mean, sorry, not Geekly Goods.
Oh,
goodness, Suit Up Geek. And I also work on Geekly Goods shows. And I also am a co-host of Geeks Vibe Nation. Goodness. Okay. My pick on this draft is going to be the bride from Kill Bill. She just emphasizes.
wow. He stole my pick.
I'm so happy I did.
I got more.
Strength, revenge, everything.
Now, is her actual name like a other? Is that optional?
Beatrix.
Beatrix Kiddo.
Is
Yep, Beatrix is off the board. Christian, you are on the clock. Where can we find you, man? What's your selection?
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for inviting me back onto your movie draft. I had a lot of fun last time around. Made a few mistakes last time, but this time I came prepared more so than last time. But you can also follow me over on the Film Optics. That is Optics with an X on Twitter, and over on Music City Nerd for my personal Twitter as well. But I'm going to go with I'm going to start off strong here. I'm going to go with the heavy hitter, the Gryffindor herself, Hermione Jane Granger.
Nice. Hermione is off the board. And we are rolling now to Alyssa. Where can we find you? What's your selection?
So I'm happy to be here. This is my first draft with you guys. So I'm kind of excited, a little nervous. I got my game plan set here, so we'll see how it pans out. You can find me at Mainly Movies on all of the social media. So on YouTube, I've got my channel where I do reviews and rankings and all sorts of things. But you can also find me at Mainly Movies on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Letterboxd, all of the social medias. So We've got some good ones that have been taken already, but I think I'm going to go with another kind of heavy hitter classic and go with Sarah Connor from the Terminator series.
Nice. Sarah Connor's off the board.
I seen all of this coming. I already knew all these were coming.
And I believe that means formal, right? Yep.
Yep, I'm here. What's good?
Go ahead.
I have to apologize to everyone for any audio problems that it is, but I'm just going to make my pick very quick. And sorry, Larry, but Wonder Woman.
Oh,
which one?
What do you mean, which one?
There's more than
In
one.
film, there's only one, really.
Exactly.
There's many.
It's Gal. No.
In film?
Yeah.
I mean, you can also
You
pull
can-
from
you can-
DC animated as well.
Okay, you can do animation too.
Theatrical, there's only really one.
He's right.
All right. Now, Nicole is up. Go ahead, Nicole.
All right, so I'm the Mrs. Crockpot, Nicole. And I'm gonna go with Furiosa from Mad Max.
Oh, man, oh, man.
Cries.
People came prepared today.
Larry, you are up.
All right, so I'm Larry from the newly rebranded Chili Boy Productions here on YouTube, as well as Twitter and Instagram. Follow along. I also just started up a new podcast with my friend. Her name is Ren, so we are the Cinema Snarks. So follow that as well. But all right, so of course some of the big ones were taken off. Obviously, I came in hoping for some WW action with this shirt, but I wasn't sure if she was going to be my first pick. If I'm being honest, I know that's blasphemous to wear the shirt, but at least Alyssa did it too. She's wearing a strong female shirt and did not pick her off the bat. So, then I'm going to go with the other one I was really heavily considering for this first round. Another classic who I would consider a heavy hitter. She was the smartest person in both groups on both of the two best films in her franchise. She was a badass in the field and the only person with any type of sense. Also took on a motherly figure role in that second film. I have to pick Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise to go off the bat.
Well done.
Great choice. Great choice. Ellen Ripley is off the board. Anne, you are up. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Brand new here. Anne Daleview. I am the young adult fantasy author of A Tale of Ashes, available wherever books are sold. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Anne Daleview and on TikTok at Anne Daleview 2. For my pick, I think I'm going to go with a pretty strong female character in all three movies. She was incredibly bright and smart, as well as pretty kick-ass, Evelyn O'Connor from The Mummy.
I am so jealous.
Love it.
The Mummies speak to me, man. Oh, I love all those movies. Let's move on to Rachel. Where can we find you? What do you got going on? And you have back-to-back selections here.
Yeah, so you can find me at Rachel's Reviews on my blog and also on my YouTube channel. I talk a lot of Disney animation, a lot of fun stuff, do family movie night recommendations. Also, I'm the founder of the Hallmarkies podcast, and we have a lot of fun over there as well. So I'm going to start with maybe a little bit of a risky choice, but she was a groundbreaking character that inspired people like Oprah and President Obama, people like that. And it is Commander Uhura from Star Trek. Nichelle Nichols, I think it was a really great performance, and I think you got to have her in this. Bracket.
Nice.
All right. You also have another selection here, Rachel. Where are you going to go with here? We're starting the second round.
So I am going to have for my next pick. I'm going to go with Cher from Clueless. So funny, so great, so
OMG, I love it.
My heart.
That's
You
it,
nailed it
Rachel.
from my heart. Oh my god.
All right. Cher from Clueless. What was your Star Trek selection one more time?
Uhura.
Oh,
Uhura. Yeah.
All right. Now we're going back, which means, Anne, you are up again.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go more on the Tim Burton side this time. So picking Coraline. She's a pretty cool and spooky girl.
Okay. Coraline is off the board. Let's keep it
Love the
rolling.
animation action right now. Thank God.
Larry, you are up.
Oh, okay. For my second pick, I am going to go with a villainous character who I love, but was brought to the screen in a much more in-depth and complex way than she was written on the pages of the book. And what can I say? Queen Meryl Streep absolutely murdered this role. I am going to pick Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada in my second pick.
I knew it. Damn it.
All right. Miranda Priestley is off the board. Nicole, you're up. Where are you going?
Alrighty. So this person was just hit hard in movies, and her name is Yelena Belova from.
Damn it! Ugh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, before Black Widow, huh? Ah.
Mrs.
There you go.
Crockpot? Why?
This is why you bring backups, people. Bring the people off on the bench.
Yelena is off the board. And Formal, you are on the clock, man.
Who did Mrs. Crockpot pick last time?
Yelena Belova.
No, the last round.
Oh, Furiosa.
Okay. All right. So then I'll be quick, and I'm going to pick with the most powerful MCU character, and that's Wanda Maximoff, a.k.a. the Scarlet Witch.
All right. Wanda is off the board. Where are you going, Alyssa?
I guess I'll go with my shirt and go with Mulan, specifically the 98 animated Mulan, if that matters, but go with Mulan.
Mulan.
Can we safely just default to any Disney character chosen is the animated version? No offense.
No,
that is
not.
a smart one because the live action is questionable. So
Very questionable.
You can still pick the live action one if you want to.
Was it Mulan, right? Mulan. All right, Mulan is off the board. Christian, you're up.
Well, actually 3 of my choices have been taken, but that's okay because I came prepared. So I was wrestling with this one for a little bit, but I'm going to go with Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games.
Katniss Everdeen. AJ, where you going?
Well, I was going Yelena, but I'm going to pick Bianca from Creed.
ooh, spicy.
Interesting. Okay.
Spicy.
All right. Loretto, what's your pick, man?
Oh god, don't do it.
Oh man, hey, hold on. I'm having a hard time over here. I'm multitasking. But like Christian, I did come prepared. Luckily, you guys haven't taken my goal number 2. I had it marked. Like if it's there, I'm gonna take it. You guys have done really well so far. This is getting really crazy. I was hoping Yelena would fall. Dang it. I gotta go with someone that, besides having superpowers, is also a fantastic mother, which I think is an epic quality in great women. I'm going with Elastigirl, baby.
Nice.
Oh, man, that was right. Oh, man.
I
Didn't even
hate
think
you.
about her. Did not think about her at all. It was.
That's terrible that you didn't think about her.
I know. Like, and I have like 50 names. Like, she's not even there.
All right, Manda, you've got back to back here.
I'm stressed.
You should be.
I'm gonna go the horror route, and I'm gonna go to my favorite slasher film, my favorite final girl. It's going to be Sydney Prescott from Scream as my second choice. And then for my third choice, starting the third round, she is the best supporting character in a musical that I've ever seen. She's fierce. She's an excellent performer, and she can bring the damn house down. I am talking about Heading to Chicago with Velma Kelly. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Loretto, go ahead, man. You're muted, man.
Wow, Amanda's going a route I did not expect. She did take my girl Sydney from me, though.
Told you.
So yeah, as an Asian American that's very close to the Pacific Islands, this was a no-brainer for me. I'm so glad she's still here. I'm going with my girl Moana.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, Moana to Loretto. AJ, where you going?
I'm gonna go Faye from Cowboy Bebop.
Nice.
All right. Christian, what about you, man?
All right. I'm going to go with the Regina George from Freaky Friday.
Wrong movie.
What?
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Mean Girls. Wow. My God. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Regina George from Mean Girls.
Jesus.
I was thinking of Lindsay Lohan movies, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Wait, no, never mind." Yeah, Mean Girls.
That just hurts.
It's been a long day, y'all. I am so sorry.
You're not allowed to pick her since you got the movie wrong. I'm just saying.
You know what? I'll remember that. That's strike 10, by the way.
Amanda, can you write your third selection?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's move on to Alyssa.
So, like Manda, I think I'm going to go horror for my third pick. But unlike her, I'm not going with a final girl. I'm going to go with a villain and pick Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Ooh, nice.
Dang. Annie Wilkes from Misery. All right. Formal, where you going, man?
All right, I'm going with Trinity from The Matrix.
Trinity. Oh, good one. Trinity. This is going really fast. Remind me what I'm talking about.
Low sweating right now. We can't see it, but he is.
All right. Nicole, go ahead.
All right, I'm going with the girl that says I'm drinking from the cup that none of you want to drink. And I'm picking Katherine Johnson from Hidden Figures.
Nice.
All right. Larry, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm trying to space out. I have like my categories for these final three that I want to hit. It's just about what order in which to hit them, I guess. So I'm going to go with animation as my third pick. I was leaning toward Moana, and I was leaning toward her in the second round too, and now I'm kicking myself that I did not pick her in the second round. But I will go with my favorite pure princess of the Disney line, and I will be picking Belle from Beauty and the Beast, the 1991 OG Belle. Sorry. Homegirl, that singing disqualifies you from any chance at getting on my list from the live action.
The freaking auto tune.
Yeah, no, thank you. Sorry, no.
All All right, and
Hey,
where you
Dives,
go?
when
Yo.
this round ends, can we do a quick recap? I am drowning, brother.
Yeah, it's going
I think
really
we're
fast.
going fast enough. We could do a recap.
It's going
Everybody's
really
It's
joining
only
the
been
list
20
on the
minutes.
private chat right now.
Yeah, we're writing it all down. I'm writing it down as well, though. So I'm doing the best I can. Alyssa, who was your pick again?
For this last round,
Yeah.
Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Thank you. This is by far the quickest draft we've ever had. and
It's because Ryan's not here. Just wanna-
exactly.
Well,
or Gabe.
Fair words.
or alcohol. The last time I was on,
The
alcohol was involved,
shade toward Ryan,
and,
though.
probably the longest one.
I'm allowed though. That's why.
All right, and what is your selection?
Okay, well, I see we're all going with animation, so I'll go with Chihiro from Spirited Away.
Whoa!
Damn it.
I see you, Ann. I see you, Ann. Great selection there. Rachel, you've got back-to-back picks here.
All right. So she's practically perfect in every way. Got to go with Mary Poppins for my next pick. And then
Which one?
I would go with OG if I have to pick.
Because we know you
Damn
love
it.
Dude, I love Mary Poppins Returns. So has nobody picked Black Widow?
No.
Nope.
Nope, not yet.
Everyone's like,
I have no idea how.
Yeah. And then that's like, nah. It's like-
Okay, I will pick Black Widow then.
Black Widow is off the board, and Ann, you are up again.
Well, I guess I will go with someone who says that she is no man, Eowyn from Lord of the Rings.
I'm simultaneously upset, but also so happy you picked her.
I am too, because she was my next pick.
See, I'm getting into it.
It's all good.
Okay.
All right, Larry, go ahead.
So this next round, I'm going horror. And now I'm like, do I pick Final Girl or do I pick Detective? Is basically where I'm at. A Final Girl who is returning later this year, an old badass Final Girl at this point, or an Oscar-winning detective role. And I'm really
Go with
torn.
the first one.
I'm really torn.
Larry.
So,
Larry.
for my horror pick, I think, I don't know, I'm like, maybe because I'm going to go with the one that may be more relevant right now. I know that there's a Clarice show, but people aren't loving it from what I've heard. So
Larry.
I'm going to pick Laurie Strode from Halloween, the Halloween franchise.
All right.
So yes, I left Clarice out here. Sorry.
Okay.
What was Larry? What was your pick again from Halloween?
Laurie Strode from Halloween.
All right, Nicole, you are up. Oh, you already took her. Already taken. Yeah, Miranda Priestley was already taken, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think she was.
Yep.
So sad. So sad.
I think was that a first rounder? I don't even. This is going
Second round.
We're actually following your rule.
Loretto's in a daze right now.
All right, I'm sorry.
This one gets tough.
Man, I was gonna take her. All right, so I'm going with Emily Blunt character from A Quiet Place, Evelyn Abbott.
Nice.
All right. Emily Blunt is off the board. Formal, you're up, man.
All right, because I have been picking a lot of superheroes, I'm going to go the opposite way and pick somebody who is relevant right now, and I'm going to go with my girl Harley Quinn.
Nice.
I can't believe she fell this.
No, I'm so mad.
I totally forgot about her. Oh my god!
That was my fourth
I wrote 40 names down, and she did not.
I was
pop up.
waiting
Damn
for
it.
it.
Formal has like stolen half my list.
Formal.
So
Good job,
yeah.
Formal.
You picked my
This is
next
why I don't
pick,
make
so now I
lists.
have to rethink this. So I don't know. I have a few that I'm like, oh,
You got it. You got it.
I know I've got like I'm in the like third contingency plan here, and I'm like I don't know which one to go with. I have so many like possible
The
routes
third
and like
graph.
yeah. So I'm like,
By all means, take your time. We've been going so fast. Take your time.
Lo's like, please God, take your time.
I think. Okay, I'm gonna make maybe a potentially risky choice. I don't think it's risky. It's a movie and a character I really like, but I feel like it's not one that I don't know. I don't know how I'll do in voting, but I'm gonna go with Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus.
Very nice. All right, Christian, you're up, man.
I'm torn between like a rock and a hard place right now. So I'm just gonna say this next one before she gets taken. X-23 from Logan.
Son of a bitch.
Great choice.
Very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, AJ, you're up.
I'm gonna pick the third best movie of all time, animated movie of all time. Ghost in the Shell, Makoto.
Third.
Third. Ghost in the Shell is the third best animated film of all time.
All
I'm
right.
sticking
How is
with
it that I think Rachel's one of the only people on this panel who doesn't have any animated characters on her list?
Which is kind of crazy.
They're very strange.
Which is surprising.
Very strange.
Didn't
Just
she?
wait.
She's in it to win
I got one more pick.
it. She's in it to win it, y'all.
Love it.
AJ, write yours in the private chat there.
I am.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that either.
Loretto.
Breathe, Lo. Breathe. You got this. Breathe.
Oh man, yeah, no, I'm stressed out. Dang, it's hard because like there's so many characters I like, and I don't want to leave someone out. But if I had to go with my priorities here, through and through, despite being a Marvel fan, I grew up with X-Men the animated series, and this person brought to life this character so well. I just wish the films did more with her, up until the much maligned third film. But I'm going with Storm, played by Halle Berry. She did a fantastic job with the little work she was given, and I wish she could have done more. She was great as Aurora Monroe.
Just don't get struck by lightning.
She's much better when she decided not to try that African accent any longer.
Agreed, Larry.
Comment of the night so
Should
far.
have been Angela Bassett, just saying. But
Please, no one pick. Do not listen to Gabe and pick Lisa from the room. Do not listen to Gabe right now.
Gabe, you're tearing me apart right now. Can't do that.
Gabe has the worst opinions ever. Don't
All
listen
right.
to it.
All right. Oh hi, Manda. You're up.
Oh hey, I'm stressed now. God.
Should be.
I'm gonna go to the MCU for this one, and I am going to go to Wakanda, and I'm gonna pick Okoye because she kicks ass and I love her.
Damn it.
That's my fourth pick, and then going into the fifth round, I am shit.
So what was that?
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go with my girl because Lo's gonna get mad if I don't go with her. I'm gonna pick an animated film that is very near and dear to my heart. My personality is literally made up of just her, and she's sassy pants, and I love her so much. I have so much merch with like mugs and a onesie, and I am gonna go with my girl Marie from the Aristocats.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, that cat.
I love her.
Does an animal count as a?
I asked.
Absolutely.
If it doesn't, I can pick someone else. Like I don't care.
I was gonna say, man, if you
Female,
I was doing my last pick just to troll you.
She is.
Female does apply to cats. Female does apply to cats.
I'm just saying I can pick something else if that's not allowed.
No, you're good.
It counts. It counts. It counts.
That's fine.
All right.
Now Rachel's like, I would have had a completely different list.
Redo.
Sorry.
All right, Lo.
All right, so I mean, looking at my list, I'm looking at it right now. I don't mean to go so genre / superhero heavy, but to be honest, I just know kind of what's popular. I kind of have a feeling for what people are going to vote for. So since I didn't get Yelena, which is where I wanted her here, I'm actually going to dip my toes back into the MCU and get another badass, strong character that was played by a wonderful actress in Zoe Saldana. I'm taking Gamora.
Nice. All right, Gamora to Loretto. AJ, what's your last pick, man?
I'm going to pick Yu Shin Lin from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
All right.
You bastard.
I'm not lying, AJ. That would have been my last pick.
All right. That means Christian, you're up, man.
All right, so this would not be a list that I would be okay with if I didn't include an animated character. So I'm going to step my toes into the Studio Ghibli genre. I'm going to choose Princess Mononoke from Princess Mononoke.
Nice. All right, Princess
Sorry,
Mononoke.
what's it from again?
That's strike 11.
How many strikes did she get?
The world will never know.
All right, who's up next? This is the I can't keep up. Alyssa, you're up.
So I'm at another kind of crossroads point here. I'm looking at my list. I'm trying to create some genre diversity here. And I am torn between a character that has been mentioned but not picked. And now I'm kind of second guessing her because the person seemed to put them down. So now I'm like, maybe they wouldn't be a good pick. And then I'm also torn between going with a character that's from a much older movie, more of not like super classic, but from the 60s. And I don't know how the voting would go with this character either. So I'm very torn.
Decisions.
You know, I like the first character better, but I think I'm gonna go with the second. No, I'm gonna go with the first one. I'm gonna go with Clarice Starling.
Nice.
Silence of the Lambs.
It's a great pick.
Nice.
I know.
I put her down.
She was like one of the first ones I came up with when I initially made my list, but I don't know. I can't wait to tell you guys the other one because I don't think anybody's gonna pick this other one, but I'll tell you later.
All right, Formal, where are you going? Last pick.
All right, so I'm surprised this woman fell this far, given the fact that we went with Leia earlier. So I'm just gonna go with her, and I'm gonna go with Jyn Erso.
Great pick.
Oh,
Not where I thought that was going.
me either. Okay, cool.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
All right, Nicole. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going with my favorite newer versions of animated movies for Disney, and I'm going Princess and the Frog, Princess Tiana.
Nice.
Tiana's off the board. And Larry, you're up.
Gosh, I don't know why. I just have so many people still that I had like picked out that are still here. And it makes it just so hard. Like, how is Dorothy still on the books? How is Elle Woods from Legally Blonde still on the books? How are so many of these people still here?
Pick better people.
Oh, look, I really want to pick Louise Sawyer from Thelma and Louise because she's amazing.
Yeah.
But voting wise, I don't think it'll work. So I'm not going to pick her, but I would if it were just based on that. I have to pick a superhero. I don't have one. That's my last subgenre. I don't know why. I was hoping y'all were just Harley Quinn haters. And that's why I didn't do superheroes in the fourth round, but that's not the case. So I'm torn between a 90s classic, amazing, complex character, but one I don't know will garner as many votes, versus a newer character I like, other people love, but lots of people hate because yay, misogyny in Carol Danvers.
Ooh, very nice.
I just don't know if that will get me attacked. Will she sing to my team or not? That is the question. So I'm going to go with the one I think is more interesting of a character, though probably not as popular and definitely not as relevant. I'm picking Selena Kyle from Batman Returns.
Yes,
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
Mom was
there you
gonna
go.
take that.
I love her, and I needed some sort of superhero.
Nailed it. She's awesome.
All right. And what is your last selection?
I'm torn between
Dorothy from Twister.
She was in my considerations.
This is why Gabe is not in this draft.
I thought this was 6 rounds, Dibes. No.
This is like Regina from
Only 5, though.
Freaky Friday, right?
We're
I'm
only
so
doing
sorry,
5.
y'all.
That's classic or a new film that I'm not sure that a lot of people would vote for. She didn't really do much in the classic, though. I think her character fell a little bit flat. I'm going to go with my loyalty to Aquafina, Peklin Go from Crazy Rich Asians.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Rachel, let's wrap up the draft. What is your final selection of the draft?
My final choice is I'm debating.
It's hard.
My final choice is Rapunzel from Tangled.
Love it.
Love her. Love the film. I think that she's strong but still feminine, and I love her, just everything with her and Flynn. I think it's so good.
Same.
Right. So
Hey,
that
Rachel, better be animated or we are taking your channel away from you.
I thought you were gonna go with animated Amla. I thought you were going like Nala or something.
You know, I thought about choosing her, and I was like,
Wait, I did go animated. What do you mean?
No,
No, that's what I said. If you hadn't gone animated, I was taking your channel away from you, Rachel. It's getting shut down immediately.
I was debating between Elsa and Rapunzel, but I feel like people.
No one said Anna or Elsa.
That's a
Very
tough one.
surprising.
A good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
All right. So that about wraps it up. We're gonna do a quick intermission here, guys. 10 minutes. Grab a drink, grab your snacks, go to the bathroom. We're gonna come back and do a post-game show. And we're going to break down and grade every single team here. It's optional if you guys don't want to join or you got other engagement. That's completely fine, of course. So we're going to just kind of shut it down here. Guys watching in the chat, it's the same stream. We're just going to do a quick little break. So we will see you in a bit. I'm going to throw everyone out of here.
Bye. Aw, we should have sang. What the hell?
We can't hear you,
You're
bro.
muted, Dibes.
Dibes, you've been muted the whole time, bro.
Oh my God, welcome to our I'm making fun of AJ, and of course, I'm the one.
You're fine.
I'm an idiot. So here we go, guys. Welcome to our post-game show. This is where the fun starts. We're going to be grading each and everybody's team here. Loretto, you're going to host this one. You made some graphics. You're going to just kind of recap and, try. This is where we try to, let it loose, guys. Have some drinks. Have some fun. It's all on good fun. So, Loretto, floor is yours.
So good evening, as I always do. Welcome back to the Suit Up Geek Fix podcast. For those that stepped away, for those that were watching with us, thank you for hanging in there. This is the post-game show for the greatest female characters in film draft. Is it just me or is my screen not sharing?
It's not sharing.
Yikes.
I got
You're doing great.
Yikes.
Oh, there it is. Thank you, Dibes. Okay, so without further ado, let's just dig right in. There's a lot to get into, so feel free, everybody on the panel, kind of go through your thought process. Like, did you get the team that you wanted? Did you feel the pressure a little bit? Did you think someone would be there and they wouldn't? So this is a really fun part to kind of explain how you crafted your team. I actually have a lot of things to say. I thought we were going 6 rounds, but that was my mistake. Without further ado, let's get right in with our first overall pick, Team Manda, who took an extremely strong but extremely relevant film character in anyone that's present with film. There's a lot of strong characters here that I didn't think you'd go that route, but I think your team is pretty balanced. You got Amy Dunn from Gone Girl, Sidney Prescott from Scream, Velma Kelly, Okoye from Black Panther, and all the other films she appears in, as well as Marie from Aristocats. Break down your team, Amanda. Give yourself a grade, and how do you feel you did?
I love my team because these are all characters that I adore, and they're loved by so many people, especially on Twitter. Amy Dunn is celebrated with every single journal entry every single day so that she had in her journal. So I know that Amy Dunn's very popular on socials. Sidney Prescott, every time, Halloween comes up or, we just talk about Final Girls, she's always the name, just like Laurie Strode, but Sidney Prescott's up there and I love her. I love Scream. So these are all like my favorites. Velma Kelly is a knockout. I wanted to pick one from each genre kind of. So Velma Kelly musicals, I really love her. Catherine Zeta-Jones did a phenomenal job. And if anyone remembers anything from Chicago, it's definitely her. Okoye, again, relevant, a boss, a badass, and she's quite funny too. And Marie's that's me. That's my heart. I was debating on going with Elle Woods for my 5th pick, but I didn't know how that was going to go over on socials. I know I should have done it, but I went with my heart on this one. And I love every single woman and cat on this team. So these are all my favorites, and I've modeled myself after Marie with her personality. So I love them all so much, and that's why I picked my team. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'd give myself probably an 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10.
Epic. I love it. You have like a horror character, you got some MCU in there, you got some classic animated Disney. I really like your diversity of characters. I'm going to open the floor to the entire draft panel. Does anybody have any hot takes, cold takes? You hate her team, you love her team, or anything else you got in your mind? Please go ahead, guys.
I'm surprised, Amanda.
Really?
You didn't pick Alita. That's what I'm most surprised about right there.
It's a cop-out. I wasn't going to do it.
You're picking...
that would have been insane.
I mean, she usually picks Alita, so I was like, what?
It levels the playing field to have no Alita.
I did it once.
That is true. Alita comes with the Alita army on Twitter.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to avoid that at all costs, because the last time Alita was in the freaking tournament, it was a bloodbath, so I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, I'll give you your list of 8 out of 10. I love Gone Girl, even though Amy is terrifying. Sidney Prescott is amazing. I love her in Scream. To be honest, I don't know who Velma Kelly is, so
it's okay.
I can't talk on her, but Okoye is amazing as always in Black Panther. And Marie, Aristocats. I love Aristocats too.
Yay!
So, I love your list.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am pissed about Okoye though.
Me too.
I'm not.
Yeah, me too.
I ain't sorry. I ain't
I
sorry.
love her.
Does anybody else have any hot or cold takes? It looks like
Thanks,
Matt
Matt.
Wyatt's in the chat. He gave Amanda an 8 out of 10. Anybody else got any quick opinions on Amanda's team?
I remember
hate Aristocats, so I'm not sure about that last bit. I hate it. It's like one of my least favorite Disney films. Well, not least favorite. There are plenty
Larry
that are
with
worse.
the
I
shots
have
fired.
to say I like Aristocats, but Marie's probably my least favorite cat character in the movie. But
That's
Yeah,
fair.
she's like too sassy.
Exactly.
I love
when we first started setting up this entire draft, and I knew Manda was going to be in this, I wish I put money like on day one that Sydney Prescott was going to be on her team. That was a complete lock. Complete lock.
Yay.
I wanted
Hey, guys,
Sydney,
I
but she
wanted
took it
her.
too quick.
I'm sorry.
That messed me up a little bit.
I know. That's why I did it.
All right, guys. So if no one has any other hot takes, we'll keep it trucking. I'm gonna be honest. I thought me and Dibs had a side conversation. I thought we were going 6 rounds. So really quick, because I was prepared for a 6th round. I just want to give a shout out because I was gonna save the final pick for my personal choice because I went popularity for the most part. But shouts out to Joe Marsh from Little Women. Shouts out to Shoshana from Inglourious Bastards, who single-handedly ended World War II.
Facts.
Shouts out to Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. Like, I wanted to pick one for me, you know what I mean? But
Or Lilu from Fifth Element.
hey, Lilu Dallas, multipass. That's what I'm talking about. I also would have went Christine Daae. I'm a big fan of the opera fan. So regardless, the way it played out for me, I got Princess Leia, Elastigirl from The Incredibles, Moana, Storm from the X-Men films, and Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. Overall, I'm very happy. I kind of wanted to I didn't want to go too superhero heavy, which I did. I didn't mean to do that, but I also thought there was another round. So I was hoping to mix it up with some normal characters at the end there. That was my mistake. Overall, though, I'm very happy. In terms of like my happiness with my team, I'll give myself a 9. I think I got everyone I wanted, especially the first 3. Moana was a priority for me. Leia, of course, was a no-brainer. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I would have taken Ahsoka if she was in an epic, proper Star Wars film, but that didn't happen for her. So I'm going to open the floor, guys. What you guys think about my team? Any cold takes, hot takes? Did I do a terrible job? Let me know. Anybody? Go ahead.
Lo, you must be playing yourself if you thought you wasn't going to pick a whole bunch of superhero characters. And you were playing yourself. I knew you were going to pick like Princess Leia and Storm. The only surprise for me was Elastigirl. I did not see that coming, to be honest. But other than that, I like your list. Gamora. I can't wait to see the rest of her story unfold within the MCU because she's been amazing so far. Storm. She's not that memorable in the X-Men movies, really.
Facts.
She isn't.
I agree with that.
She's overshadowed by Logan.
Memorable than Storm is.
So
hey, in X2, man, she stopped the missiles with the tornadoes and the water, man. Come on now.
no one talks about Storm in those movies.
And you guys know what happens to toads when they get struck by lightning, right?
So, Alyssa actually jabbed me about stealing Storm from me. But in honesty, I mean, she's on my list. So Storm is my favorite hero, period, across
She's a fantastic hero.
Any of them. But the reason she didn't go early on my list is because her depictions in the films have been underwhelming to me. Being a big Storm fan, I want them to stop like handcuffing her and relegating her to BS on the side.
She is a goddess. Treat her as
I like Storm in those first 3 movies. But she still is kind of disappointing. Same thing with Gamora. I think Gamora's
I gotta say the
Gamora.
Picks, sorry.
Oh, sorry. But Gamora is another one who she was on my list to be my final pick if she made it to me. But she's another one who's like the deadliest assassin in the universe, and we never see her do anything that really equates to her. Like all of these black women are sidelined in most of these leading roles. It's really frustrating, and
He's not wrong.
And then Gamora in Infinity War is literally relegated to somebody's daughter and somebody's girlfriend, and that is her entire role in Endgame. Is centered around being a girlfriend and a daughter, and it really frustrates me. But saying that, your list is great. You're probably going to do very well. I think people are definitely going to vote for this list. I'm also just a little salty you got to Moana before I could get her in the third round.
I think the weakest link is the Storm one. Every other character on this list, I feel like is strong.
Yeah,
because they all have a fan base. Even Gamora, even though she didn't have that much of an impact in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies or even in Infinity War, I think she has her own fan base that's strong enough to get you to vote. It's just Storm that doesn't. So.
Bro, I'm so salty that you picked a Lost Ego. Like, seriously, like, I am so salty about that. Like, Storm and Gamora, arguably, yeah, I would agree that they're your two weakest picks, but they're not, like, bad picks. They're just your weakest compared to the other three. And, yeah, I'm really annoyed that you picked Elastigirl. She was...
I'm
yeah.
surprised you picked her so high. Like,
And thank you, Larry, for the kind words. Go ahead, Alyssa.
I was just gonna say I'm surprised you picked Elastigirl so high up in the rounds, like number 2. I think she's a good pick, but I didn't expect anybody to go for her that early.
That was one that I wanted, and to be honest, I think you're right. I did reach a little bit, but I just love her character, especially like when they're in the plane. And she's like, kids, put your seatbelt on. And she's like stretching her arms back and like the missiles coming to kill them. And then she just covers them. Like I love that. Like she protected her kids when the plane blew up. And she's just a great character. I just love how she's a superhero, but she's also a great mom. And I just, I love my mom. Love you, mom, if you're watching. I just
100% facts.
I love a great mom. So does anybody else have anything to speak on this?
I mean, I'll just comment. Your top 3 here is probably pound for pound among the best of the best here. I think people are going to see these 3 and just immediately hit that vote button. I love the Elastigirl pick. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And Moana is hands down one of my favorite animated films ever. So, it's not a surprise, Loretto. Like you're my brother from another mother. Like we have very
whoa. Tyler,
wowzers.
No comment. But you know what?
That was a comment.
I appreciate the kind words. Ultimately, I did want a lot of diversity on my team. That's kind of why I went the Gamora route. But with that being said, let's go on to the next team. We had Team AJ, who also had an epic list. I'm not gonna lie, AJ, your last pick would have been my last pick. I love Michelle Yeoh with all of my heart. She stole my heart in Super Cop. She's a fantastic martial artist.
Yes.
And I'm really jealous you took her. So breaking down your team really quick, AJ, you took the Bride, aka Beatrix Kiddo. You took Bianca from Creed, Faye from Cowboy Bebop, Makoto from Ghost in the Shell, and Yu Shi Lien from Crouching Tiger. I'm so jelly. I'm so salty. It's a great team, man. Break it down. Are you happy with your squad? Is that what you wanted? And what would you grade yourself?
Yes, this is what I wanted. I wanted to go the hype route with Kill Bill. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to go wherever I want, like usually. So I love Bianca. Bianca is probably the best woman in Creed. And to me, the entire Rocky franchise, she's the best for me.
Whoa.
I know that's going to be a hot take.
Adrian! Screw Adrian at this point.
Anyway,
okay.
I picked Faye because I love Faye. She's a great character, a whole bunch of struggles within her character in Cowboy Bebop, and I feel like she's a strong character for handling those adversaries and stuff like that. And I really love how she just.
I apologize if I spelled her name wrong, AJ.
No, you spelled it right. You're
cool.
Good. And Makoto, badass female in Ghost in the Shell. And the reason why I picked Ghost in the Shell is because, like I said, it's my 3rd favorite animated movie of all time. And I think everybody should watch this movie because it's up there with like Akira and.
So not the Scarlett Johansson version.
No.
Just to be clear.
I said animated. That's Scarlet. I said
Don't
animated.
get feisty. Don't worry.
Hey,
I'm gonna be honest. My
I hated
typos on
that
this
movie.
is driving me nuts. But go on, AJ.
And then Yu Shulin, Lo, you said it all. Everyone loves her. I feel like anybody who watches Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, she's probably the main star of the whole entire movie. She is the main one that's getting into the thick of it and everything. So I feel like she embodies power, strength, loyalty, and all of that. So that's why I picked her.
I was gonna
Awesome.
start
I'm gonna open the
singing.
floor. Hot takes. You guys love AJ's team. Anyone got a cold take? Go for it.
I'm just mad you took the bride away from me.
Same, because she was on my list.
I was planning on getting her. I'm like, oh, no one's gonna pick her.
Look. I knew like 5 of these were going to be picked. I knew she was going to be picked. I knew The Matrix, everybody, the most hype of films, I knew they were going to pick. I was like, fuck it, let me just pick one so I can mess up somebody's list. And I did it. So
congratulations.
Yo, you Shilin, like you screw like that. She was my like dark horse. I was hoping to grab her toward the end. And then
Formal's just pissed at everything right now.
this is true.
I
All
honestly,
right. Anybody else got something for AJ's team?
I'm just gonna say that Bianca's like a reach. That's it. That's the only one that I'm kind of just.
I would agree with that. That's not a 2. That's not a 2.
I love her, but it's not a 2. Exactly. That's the only thing
Wait,
that
what?
I would
What'd
say.
you say?
Bianca shouldn't have been picked that early. Is all I'm gonna say. If you wanted to pick her, sure, but that was like such a reach in the second round.
To be honest, I didn't have a list, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
That's fine.
Hey, AJ, while we're talking about Texas, you might as well pick Valkyrie.
When you grow up,
I could. I was thinking about that after I picked.
Oh my
God! But I'm happy with Bianca.
No, Formal, I think you're
Sounds
right.
about right.
All right, y'all. So let's keep it moving. We're gonna go to Team 4, Team Christian, Music City in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I said
the wrong sound effect. The wrong
I had to
sound.
switch over to my other sound effect board thing. Yeah.
No worries. So I really like your list, man. You got all kinds of stuff, man. You got young adult novels, you got some teen comedy, you got a Marvel, you got Studio Ghibli, and you got Harry Potter. So let's go break it down. First round, you took Hermione Granger, one of the most smartest epic wizards of all time, Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games series, Regina George from Mean Girls, X-23, the feral beast from Logan, and Princess Mononoke. I'm not gonna lie. When I made my list, she didn't creep up there, but I love Princess Mononoke so much. It's actually one of my favorite Studio Ghibli films.
Same.
Break it down, Christian. How you like your team? What would you give yourself a grade?
I love my team. The only thing that would have made this like a complete 10 out of 10 would have been Uma Thurman. I probably would have switched Regina George for Uma, but I wanted to kind of just give more of a variety because I think last time I was on the show, I went more, I guess, just all pop culture, but I wanted to kind of throw a little bit of comedy in there with Regina George, and a lot of her lines from that movie from.
Say it. Give us the right film this time, Christian.
Wait. I have a better challenge for Christian. Can you say one line from Mean Girls that Regina George says?
Amanda's about to snatch
Stop trying to
Regina
make
George.
fetch happen, Gretchen. It's never going to happen.
Amanda is ready to snatch Regina straight from your list, Christian.
Exactly.
She has had it. She has had
But
it.
I was really afraid that Hermione was going to get taken like number 1 because she is such a crazy popular character. She's one of my favorites in the films and in the books. And I was afraid I wasn't gonna have her on my team, so I'm glad I snatched her up. I tried to start off like really, really strong and just kept pushing through. For Princess Mononoke, it is one of my favorite Studio Ghibli films. I'm not sure how the audience is really going to react to that, but I just had to throw her in there, and all the good, well, not all the good Disney choices were picked, but the ones that I would have chose, I think Moana was taken as well. But X-23, definitely one of my favorites by far.
Yeah.
And of course, Katniss Everdeen. I absolutely love those movies, minus part 2 of the rounding out that quote unquote trilogy of that franchise. But yeah, I would say it is a 9.5. The only thing, like I said, would have made it 10 out of 10 would have been Uma Thurman.
Hey man, hey, you have a strong list, and I'll tell you this much: Princess Mononoke has a small following. It's not super strong, but it is there. I'm gonna open the floor, guys. Please speak out. Do you love his team? Hate his team? Go ahead, guys.
Contender. This is a straight up contender. At least for me personally. This is 1 through 5. One of my favorite teams by far. Princess Mononoke. It might not get the votes, but that's pure cinema. And I love every single character on this list.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I would agree. I think this is a strong list. I love everything on here too. I'm not sure actually who X-23 is, but
she's the daughter, quote unquote, from of Logan from the movie Logan, played by oh my gosh, what's her name?
Daphne Keane.
Daphne Keane. Yeah.
Daphne Keane. Yeah.
My only argument about Princess Mononoke is that she's not actually the lead character in her movie.
But she's still a great character. Right
That's true.
She rides a wolf, guys.
She's an important character in the movie.
I just
honestly,
want to say
great.
that you stole Hermione Granger from me. I love her so much. She's also my favorite character in the Harry Potter movie, so I'm really upset about that. And I really like your list.
I would have picked Kiki if I was going Studio Ghibli. I think that's a stronger character.
I almost did pick Kiki. I was very, very close, and I was like, I chose Princess Mononoke kind of on a whim between the two. But I had like
Princess Mononoke is better. So
I think you made the right choice, Christian.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Like 5 other like female Harry Potter like characters lined up just in case. I had McGonagall, I had Mrs. Weasley on deck. Like I was ready. I was like, I'm getting at least one Harry Potter character in here.
Hell yeah!
Well, you started off strong.
I would have loved good if I needed to, but let's keep it moving, guys. We have the next team, Alyssa, with a really strong list as well. Lots of classic films in terms of film history here. She took Sarah Connor, one of the most iconic action heroines of all time. She took an animated action heroine in Mulan, Ming-Na Wen, the original 1998. Sorry, not the new one. Annie from Misery, Winnie Sanderson from Hocus Pocus, and Clarice Sterling from Silence of the Lambs. It's a really balanced, strong list. I love it. Alyssa, how do you feel about your team? What would you give yourself for a grade?
I feel pretty good about the team. There are a few that I don't know how it'll do in terms of voting, but I feel good about it. I got mostly the picks I was hoping for. I kind of had like a plan going into this, and so I wanted to get kind of one of the big kind of classic, strong female characters, and I figured a lot of these were going to go early. So I mean, like, Leia went and Hermione went and Ellen Ripley went. And so I was glad I could get Sarah Connor for that because, I mean, she's a really good character and she's in quite a few of the films. And so there's kind of multiple movies to draw from in terms of which aspect of her character you like or voters. Mulan, I love Mulan. I've loved Mulan since I was a kid and saw the movie and hence the shirt. And that one, I was originally planning to go for third round with her, but I got too nervous and I was like, I gotta get her in the second round. Somebody's gonna take her. And because I knew there were some people that didn't have lists planned out, and I was like, I'm wearing the shirt, I'm like advertising it, somebody's gonna be like, I don't know, and then just like look at the shirt. So I wanted to get Mulan, but I really love that character. Annie Wilkes from Misery. I adore that character, and I really love that movie, but I wanted to go with a horror film, and I didn't really want to go with one of the Final Girls or, somebody that was kind of, I wanted a villain, and I had a few villains lined up as potentials, but Annie Wilkes was one of, it's one of my favorite female movie character performances, like an actual performance, and so that was one of the very first names that popped in my head when you like invited me on this movie draft, and so I had to get her in there. Winifred Sanderson, that one I think is probably the weakest pick, I guess, of my list. But that's more of a my character pick because I love that movie. And I think she's very iconic. Bette Midler, I think, gives a really strong performance. And originally I was kind of torn between her and Mary Poppins, but Rachel snatched up Mary Poppins before I could get her in that round. And so I figured I'll get somebody that has some sort of musical kind of quality to it. And, she does the cover of I Put a Spell on You. And so I wanted that. Plus she's just a really great kind of campy character, but not, I don't know. She's very entertaining to me. And then Clarice Starling, she was another one that was like one of my initial, characters that popped into my head. Larry got me nervous on that one. I thought he was going to take her. And then he was just crapping on her after she was like, I'm not going to take her. I'm like, oh no, nobody's going to vote for her then. Cause he was saying the show was bad or whatever. And so I'm like, oh, but Clarice is one of my favorite kind of characters. And so I wanted to go with her, but there were so many others that I wish we went 10 rounds. I had so many others that I was like, I wanted to go with. So the one I had kind of teased it before when I was going back and forth between Clarice and another, I almost went with Mrs. Robinson from The Graduate.
That would have been that's a good pick.
I don't think it would have gotten votes, but that's a really strong strong performance as well. But there were so many horror ones. I started to realize I was really leaning into horror and kind of kids horror towards the end. I was trying to keep it balanced, but it sort of didn't stay quite as balanced as I originally intended. But
hey, you picked a great team, Alyssa, and by all means, Sarah Connor is a superhero, so she covers all bases. And honestly, I agree. I thought we should have at least done another round. There's so many epic female characters that obviously we all have pretty strong teams. You're getting a lot of love in the chat. Ryan gave you an 8. He loves your picks. 9.5 from Matt. Thank you for joining us, Matt. His
Leo
favorite
is
female character
particularly
Sarah
impressed
Connor.
with Irachi Connor.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Deeply Good has Irachi Connor as an excellent starter. What's
she's
up,
another one from
Good?
Freaky
Love
Friday,
Leo.
right?
Leo gives you a 9. He's the homie. So I'm gonna open the floor, guys. Go ahead. You guys love Annie's team. You guys, what do you guys think?
How did Clarice fall to round 5 though?
I was amazed she made it that far.
Seriously, that is honestly one of the biggest. I was worried when Larry was talking about him too, and I was gonna pick her, but then seriously, I'm surprised she fell that far. And this is similar to what I was saying about Lowe's choices. I do think that again, they're quote unquote weak picks, but Annie and Winnie are your weakest picks, but that's nothing against them at all. The first, you started off really strong with the first 2. I was really pissed that you picked those, honestly. And Clarice, I think, was a good way to solidify all of them. And yeah, they were all, I think, really good. Again, 3 and 4 are your quote unquote weakest, but that's not a slight at all.
Well said, Formal.
See, I love your first 2 picks, and I love the last 3. But to me, it just seems like the last 3 you just went with your heart instead of the hype. You just said, forget about Twitter, forget about everything else, and I'm just gonna go with my heart, which is good because I'm the same way. I just say forget about Twitter. But overall, I do love your list, Sarah Connor. You're definitely going to get votes for Sarah Connor and Mulan, but the other 3, I'm not sure because they don't have a huge cult following, except for Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus,
yeah.
I'm not a fan of Hocus Pocus, but it has a huge following, so I could actually see it.
You love it when it's played 30 times in October. I remember that. I think
everybody talks about Hocus Pocus.
You mean 31. It's played 31 times.
I put it on my list as the most overrated Disney movie ever made. Sorry, Alyssa.
Watch Hocus Pocus.
Wow. Shots fired.
Rachel swinging today.
but I don't want to yuck on your yum, so I'm glad you enjoy it.
Hey, can you pull up Ryan's comment on Mulan?
Sure.
Didn't Ryan win last time?
Yeah, he did. That's our champion right there
Yeah,
from the summer movie draft.
I'm gonna disagree
Well, I
with
did
this. I'm
specify
gonna
the
disagree with
98
this comment
so.
because people still today talks about the animated Mulan.
But
and
just
how much
speak-
they love it.
You can
Just to speak to your comment, Ryan, I don't think anyone is thinking of the live action when we
Yeah,
look at
everybody
That
just
is
said forget
very
about
true.
that.
But
No
if anything,
one-
the remake makes people realize how good the animated film is,
100%.
and so it
Yes.
makes you like it more.
Yes,
Yeah,
I agree, Rachel. Dives, put 98 next to Mulan's name so no one gets confused. We got to keep it moving, y'all. Let's go to the next team here. Team Formal of the Formal Review. You got a pretty good team too, man. I know Larry was heartbroken with your number one pick. Let's go into it. You took Wonder Woman first overall. Wanda Maximoff from WandaVision and Age of Ultron and Infinity War. She's a wonderful, epic, strong Avenger. Trinity from The Matrix. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Hold up.
You should be.
Worst
You
name.
had a whole
Sure,
hour.
yes, you could
Forget
have
your
been
team
mine.
formal. Let's keep it
Holy
pushing to
moly,
the
I
next.
don't even have to
Don't they have the wall-
keep going. Let's just keep going. I don't have to defend it.
Oh
Lo,
my God.
Lo, what are you doing? Lo, come on.
I'm just fast forwarding because I don't know what I'm doing.
You had a whole hour to set this
Don't,
up.
don't
man.
click it too many times, low. Make sure you
I got
stop on the right
We're going at a
one.
good pace.
Exactly.
Wait,
And the middle
round.
round, I don't know why they're going one by one, but it's driving me nuts.
Oh my God. Christian, play the Jeopardy
Okay, we're
music,
good.
please.
We're good. We're back. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, Team Formal.
Right on cue.
Wanda Maximoff. You took Trinity from The Matrix, Harley Quinn, and Jyn Erso from Rogue One. One of my favorite Star Wars films. It's so underrated. But to that point, though, Jyn Erso wasn't the strongest character. I feel like people remember her squad more than her. But Jyn Erso is great for what she stood for. She's a rebel, right? Formal, break it down, man. Are you happy with your team?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this team. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, like Jyn Erso. Yeah, I would agree. Honestly, is the weakest pick out of the five. I mean, like I've said, like I think she is a great character, and Rogue One is obviously the best like Disney produced movie of the Star Wars franchise. So I mean, like I personally really do think the other four do speak for themselves when it comes to women characters. And Jyn Erso, yeah, like I said, is the weakest out of the five. But that again, like I've said about everyone else's choices, that's not a slight against it. It's just, yeah, so I would personally say either a 9 or a 9.5 out of this. And honestly, that, yeah, like I said, it's just too Jyn Erso.
And you got some love from Matt Wyatt. He gave you a 9. What about everybody else in the panel? What you guys got for Formal?
Hold on. You are hyping up Jyn Erso in that round when you picked her. You were like, I'm surprised no one picked Jyn Erso. Now you're going back on that? Why?
That's not what I'm saying. I will say, like, I'm surprised she fell that low because, I mean, yeah, Padme is nice and all, but she has some terrible, like, lines that are delivered. At the end of the day, she has some very, very off dialogue. Jyn Erso does not have that. So she's better in that sense.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, I would have thought Ray before Jyn Erso.
Yeah, I
I
would-
thought you were talking about
Ray is not that great though. Jyn Erso is a developed character. She has a tragic backstory, and she grows from that. Jyn, I mean, Ray, they were figuring out as they went along.
Hey,
Jyn,
Formal,
at
I
least
respect
in
you,
one
brother, but
film,
I
has
think
at
Ray
least
was
a
little
good
bit more
story.
developed than Jyn, in my opinion. But
Nah,
anybody else got
let's
some hot
stop before
takes?
this becomes an
Like,
actual
Rogue
Star Wars
One
conversation.
is very divisive.
What's
Very divisive. So
Like
that'll
Ray
be
is
interesting.
great, but I think she's better.
What's
than
Ray's last name? Do they actually know, or is it
Yes,
just?
Unfortunately, a Skywalker.
Hey, we're not gonna get into this. We're not getting into
It's Palpatine.
We're not
It's
gonna get into
actually
the-
Palpatine.
Right now.
He's a Palpatine.
But I'm just bitter about Team Formal, obviously, because Wonder Woman off the board in the first round. Killed me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Larry. I had to take her. I knew she was not gonna last, and the fact that she lasted to me, I'm like, yeah, like I could not take her.
Well, I thought Rachel would probably pick her if I hadn't picked her, so that's why I bumped her up. She was most likely going to be my number one, so I was salty. And then Harley Quinn, I don't know, like I said in my commentary, I don't know what I was thinking that she would fall so low, but I was like, okay, I'm getting her this round, and then you took her too. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Wanda, oh God, the only good thing about Wanda right now is that she just had her show. If we're talking Wanda from the films, like film Wanda,
watch it, Larry.
They have sidelined her so hard in those movies.
They
They gave her the show and
with a terrible wardrobe as well.
People are gonna think about the show, so they're going to
powerful Marvel character though. She
not when
almost
she was
took down
running from those sidekicks for no reason.
No.
She was running away for her life for no damn reason. I was like,
the only reason she wasn't able to defeat Thanos in that one moment in Endgame was because they decided, at the last minute, let's like throw down like all the missiles. She would have torn him apart.
Well, twice she would. I mean, she also
to be fair,
but they sidelined her to that point. She did nothing until then, almost, and it was like, oh, Wanda, let her live. Marvel, bring her to the forefront. She is powerful, and you are nerfing her at all costs.
I don't disagree with you, but I do think that she is a character that, like, the MCU up till the TV show, like, definitely like doesn't understand how powerful she is, and then Endgame showed it, and then the TV show like really showed it.
Much like Storm, though, got much better when she decided to ditch the accent.
Facts.
Hey, Larry's speaking facts over here. But hey, we got to keep it moving. We got a few more teams left. Formal, great job, man. Always a pleasure having you on. Man,
I'm glad to be here.
Mrs. Crockpot. She took Furiosa from Mad Max Fury Road, first overall. Yelena Belova from Black Widow. I Florence Pugh has my heart. I'm so mad. Katherine Johnson from Hidden Figures. Evelyn Abbott from A Quiet Place.
Nice.
And Princess Tiana from the Princess and the Frog. Great job. A lot of diversity. Got the animated. Got some really strong normal characters, especially with the Hidden Figures pick and Quiet Place. Mad Max Fury Road is arguably one of the best, if not the best, action film of all time. A lot of people will speak to that. You have a good team. What do you think, Nicole? Did you do? How do you feel about your team?
So I'm really happy for my team. I like that I have the diversity with the different genres, and I really wanted to pick Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog because we have our daughter's name is Evangeline from the movie, and that's one reason why I really wanted to pick it. And also, it's my favorite like live action animated movie, like recent movies. Animated movie. And then I'm really happy with Furiosa. I think she's fantastic in that movie. She's just amazing in that. And
Furiosa was a steal.
Yeah, she was. Furiosa was a steal.
She's such a steal.
Yeah. And then I'm really happy with Yelena. I really liked her in that movie, and I think she did fantastic. Katherine Johnson, she was my favorite, the favorite character in the Hidden Figures movies. Movie. She was my favorite character. And then Evelyn Abbott. Like, why wouldn't you pick her? Those scenes with the bathtub and with the children and how she was in the movie, I just was really excited for her.
What would you give yourself for a grade, Nicole?
I think I would give myself an 8.5.
Epic. And, speaking of strong moms, I'm actually kind of sad that I didn't pick Evelyn over Elastigirl. Because how the heck did she give birth in that bathtub?
Dude, she is a queen for doing that. I was like,
traumatized.
Wow. Great scene.
Elastigirl probably had a little bit easier of a time giving birth.
a lot easier of a time.
So,
absolute facts.
What do we all think of Nicole? Go ahead.
Alyssa, go to bed. You need to just go to bed for that, Alyssa.
That was amazing. Don't listen to Larry.
Love the Furiosa pick.
Yeah, the Furiosa pick was great.
Are people gonna know who Evelyn Abbott is?
Yeah, see, I almost picked her, and I was like, they didn't give her like an actual like first and last name until the second movie. So, because we didn't really know any of the characters' names, and so that's why I was afraid to choose her because of that reason.
Well, just put like A Quiet Place like in parentheses.
Yeah, that's
for the
true.
voting.
Yeah.
What I love about Nicole's team, of course, I'm gonna like say I love this team.
You better.
Good answer.
This team has amazing balance and diversity. You've got Furiosa, amazing action star. You've got Yelena, the superhero. You've got Katherine Johnson, the dramatic, like Oscar heavyweight. You've got the horror element with A Quiet Place, and then you've got the animated side with Princess Tiana, which first Black princess, like come on, like it is so good. And of course I'm gonna like gush over it because it's of our daughter, but anyway, I think top to bottom, at least I'm excited for Nicole's list here.
To be fair, Dives, she has the balance that I kind of wish I had because I went so superhero heavy. But does anybody else have a comment on Team Nicole?
Yelena, I am pissed. That was supposed to be for me.
Same.
That was
the
so
only
very
thing.
for me and only for me.
What was hard was like, where do you take her? You know, I didn't want to take her too early, but
Yeah.
I'm surprised she went over Black Widow, like before Black Widow. Like,
I'm not.
I enjoy the character more,
height.
Yelena, but she's only like, I guess she's got the popularity side because it's a recent film. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
No, this is like a really strong list for sure.
it is.
Thank you.
All right. So going to Team Larry, another really strong list. He came out swinging with Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise, Miranda P from The Devil Wears Prada. I didn't know how to spell her last name, I'll be honest. Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I didn't have time to type Beauty and the Beast. Laurie Strode from Halloween. She's the iconic, one of the original final girls in horror. I was hoping she'd fall to me. She didn't. So good job, Larry. And you rounded it out with Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman from the Batman franchise. Go ahead, Larry. How do you feel about your team, and what would you give yourself if you had to give yourself a grade?
So I feel good overall. What I'm lacking, even though I got her in that last round, I do feel I'm lacking a superhero, like a staple superhero in my list. That's why I was leaning toward maybe Captain Marvel, or I was really hoping Okoye would fall a little further, Amanda. But she didn't, because I love Okoye.
Oops.
It just, I don't know. Marvel just has some, I guess I could have went Shuri. The biggest disappointment for me in my list is not necessarily, I'm happy with the diversity in film genres because I tried to go all over the board. We have one of the big action stars, kind of like what Alyssa was saying. I was thinking, here's 4 characters I want in the first round. If they fall to me, it was like Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley, Diana Prince, those type of characters. And Ripley fell down to me, which I did not expect actually to happen. Princess Leia was the other one. I did not think Ellen Ripley was going to be on the board when I got up, so I was very happy to pick her. But I'm a little bit disappointed at the lack of. Yes, I mean it's true. Speaking fact, I am a little disappointed in the actual lack of diversity. It's a very white list that I wish I would have maybe decided to go with someone like Shuri or even Valkyrie for that superhero spot, but. It is what it is. I tried to also get villains. So with Miranda Priestley is a pseudo villain. We're not saying an actual villain, but she plays that role. Catwoman in the anti-hero type of way. And I just think she's way more interesting than Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. Sorry, Ryan. She's just crazier. She has a crazier backstory. She has a lot more to do. Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, she's there. She looks good. She's cool. But I don't know. Michelle Pfeiffer's is just next level to me personally. And that outfit is amazing. So I'm pretty happy. I think I'd go maybe like a 9 out of 10. And I'm pretty happy with my list. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys, let's break it down. Who's got some hot or cold takes for Larry?
I just have to say that Larry has my favorite list.
Oh.
And I love it so much, especially because of Miranda Priestley, and Belle is like my favorite Disney princess. So yeah, Laurie Strode again, amazing. Selena Kyle, Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer killed it, and Ellen Ripley. How can you not love her? So yeah, you have my favorite list. I think you're gonna go all the way with this, and yeah, good luck, Larry.
Thanks, Manda.
You're
High
welcome.
praise. I wasn't ready for that.
No
I
shade
don't
today.
I don't think
Alright.
I don't think anybody's surprised that Larry picked a banger of a list. Like this always happens, but you have queens here. You have real queens like Ellen Ripley, the queen of action, Miranda Priestley, the queen of comedy and drama. Belle, I will fight anybody for a top Disney movie of all time, Beauty and the Beast. Queen of horror, Laurie Strode. Like your top 4 are absolute bangers. Like this is a contender.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'm very glad you went with Laurie Strode. So it's a good
That
one
was
though.
close.
Like, Laurie Strode is very iconic. She was definitely one of the other ones in my horror round pick that I had on my list. So I think she's a really good one.
And
Yeah.
this time I stayed away from any actual people because I made an error last time I was on this draft. So I stayed away from any real life people in my draft this time. And stuck to fictional folks only. So.
Good choice. Good choice.
Honestly, man, I would have took Lori if she was there. But moving right along, we have a brand new person in our draft. Thank you, Anne, for joining us. You did really well. And you took one of my favorite characters. I love Evie so much. She was so cute as a librarian, but she also showed she could fight in the next film when she had the dagger sai things. Coraline is one of my favorite animated pictures of all time. Henry Selick is a goat. The stop motion animation is incredible. Chihiro, oh man, I wanted her. I didn't think she would fall. I thought she'd fall to me later, but you took Chihiro from Spirited Away, an epic Studio Ghibli film. Eowyn from Lord of the Rings. I Am No Man. You said it. And Peeklin from Crazy Rich Asians. I probably wouldn't have went Crazy Rich Asians, but I respect the diversity. I love that you went that route. It's such a great cast. And go ahead and break down your thought process on what you wanted to do. Are you happy with your team? And what would you grade yourself?
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with my team. Honestly, movies are not hugely my thing. It's definitely more books. So I had to Google like movies and characters in movies to figure out like who to pick. So I picked characters that I know. I haven't seen any of the Marvel movies. I haven't seen a ton of action movies. The Mummy is like the closest that I've seen. No horror. So Evie is definitely my favorite. She is kind of me in the fact that she's a total bookworm, that she gets sucked into these crazy adventures. So love her. Coraline, definitely there's no door that scares her. I feel that very deeply. I definitely had my experiences going through random doors and finding some interesting events there. Chihiro, love her character, love Spirited Away. It's definitely my favorite Studio Ghibli film. I can't say enough about it. Eowyn, I went with the more popular choice. I do like Lord of the Rings series, and I feel like there weren't enough strong women in that series, so she was pretty much at the top there. And then Peeklin from Crazy Rich Asians. Anything with Awkwafina just has me cracking up, so I love her character.
What would you grade your team if you had to?
I mean, I think I'd give myself a 9 out of 10, mainly because I know all the characters on this list.
Awesome. No, honestly, you did really well. Lord of the Rings, I actually have a Precious. I have endless Lord of the Rings merch. Dives knows I'm a huge ringer. And yeah, no, you picked a great list. Before I open the floor, can I just say Evie's moment in The Mummy when she's translating the Book of the Dead and like Brendan Fraser's fighting the mummies and she's trying to translate the book, but he's like, "Can you hurry up?" It's so great. She's such a fun character. Go ahead, guys. Any hot takes, cold takes? You guys love this team? What do you guys think?
I think Evie's a great choice. Evie, like I wouldn't have expected her to go in the first round, but I think Evie's an excellent choice.
Wow, she started the bisexual awakening, the Mummy.
She really did.
I think the Crazy Rich Asians is the weakest out of the 4, but The
8 out of
four
5.
of them, the first four are like really, really strong. Lord of the Rings, Spirited Away, Caroline, Mummy. I feel like the Mummy has a huge cult following, especially on Twitter. Spirited Away is it's probably like top 3, top 5 of Studio Ghibli's films. And then you have Lord of the Rings, which is always talked about just as much as Star Wars, just as much as Harry Potter. So this is a strong list. And I'll give it 8.5 out of 10.
AJ, Lord of the Rings Twitter is for real. And I will watch The Mummy over like Academy Award nominated films any day of the week. It's
so
endlessly
rewatchable. It's rewatchable.
Yeah.
Anybody
every time
else?
It's on the movie, every time it's on the TV, we're always like, "Mummy."
Yeah.
And
No
I
one
love
says no to The Mummy.
Asians pick, and I think it's terrific.
I think there could be definitely a demographic for Crazy Rich Asians on Twitter
Yeah.
too. Like I definitely think there could be a thing there.
Yeah.
And I just want to piggyback off everyone said is if anybody knows me is that like I have so much love for the Mummy, and I'm really happy you went there. That did not even make our list. That was definitely by far the surprise of the draft for me.
Yeah.
And
I'm mad I didn't have it on
I'm
the
just
list.
like banging my head against a wall right
Yeah.
now. That like we're making our list together. Like that was not even a thought process.
Yeah, I'm mad I
Phoebe is
didn't have her
awesome.
on the list.
Patience is a virtue.
Yes.
And you nailed it.
Yep.
Awesome job, Ann. Anybody else? All right. I think we are on our last team, if I'm not mistaken. We have another newbie. Thank you for joining us, Rachel. We're so happy to have you on. You took Uhura in the first round from the Star Trek series. Cher from Clueless. I'm not going to lie. Manda knows this. I can almost quote Clueless verbatim. This isn't a lie. And a what? I love Clueless so much. I love that Cher got some love here. Mary Poppins, who doesn't love Mary Poppins? Spoonful of sugar. Black Widow is hot right now, and Rapunzel, I will say it, greater than Elsa. Oh, sorry, Rachel, how do you feel you did? Please grade your team.
I feel really good about my team. I think that I managed to get Black Widow, which I don't know how in the 4th round. That's crazy. And I see Ryan says surprised he didn't pick Ursula or Ariel. I know that Ariel is divisive, so that's why I didn't pick her. But I love her.
I wouldn't have voted for you.
But I love Rapunzel. I think she's so great. I love the banter between Rapunzel and Flynn. I love her interactions with Mother Gothel. So great. I love that she has sort of the softer side, the sweeter side, but also is strong at the same time. And Uhura, I think she's awesome. She was so influential. She was one of the first African-American actresses to have like a semi-lead role on a show and then in the movies. And she was so influential on people like President Obama and Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah and then normal people too. So she's awesome and great character, and she's really great in all the movies. And I figured the Star Trek people would back me up on that.
Yep.
And then Cher, I absolutely love Clueless. I'm like you. I have it basically memorized. It was definitely like, it came out my freshman year of high school. And so it was the movie. And I just think it's so funny. And, her speech about the Haitians is hilarious. And there's so many, the government just hauled to the kitchen, rearrange some plates. We could certainly party with the Haitians. So I love it. And then Mary Poppins. She was. I mean, it's such an iconic role. I mean, who doesn't know Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Spoonful of Sugar? I mean, those songs. Everyone knows those songs. Julie Andrews won an Oscar for the role, and it's just delightful. And then Black Widow, I mean, she has no superpowers, and yet she literally is the key to defeating Thanos. So that's pretty awesome. And she's just great. And then I already said Rapunzel. So there we go. I think it's a pretty good list.
How would you grade it if you had to grade it?
I don't know. I would say I'm going to give myself a 9 out of 10. I think it's a pretty good list. And There's some people that I wish I could have concluded, but I didn't think we'd get that many votes, like Lizzie Bennett, Juno, I love. Holly Golightly, I love. I thought Elle Woods, I love. Valkyrie, Norma Desmond, I thought, but it's probably too old school.
I like that. She was on my list.
The Wicked Witch of the West,
Nice.
I thought of. Bridget Jones. So there's some of the ones that I love. Cruella de Vil, I thought of.
I was surprised nobody took Cruella.
Same.
I agree. Rachel, to your point, I would have taken Audrey Hepburn, but I don't think Twitter loves her as much as I do. I have her right next to me. But I think you did a great job. I think you have a great list. I'm gonna open the floor. What you guys think of Rachel's team?
Respect for Rapunzel. Tangled doesn't get enough love. There are so many great Disney films, but you know what? I've watched Tangled twice as majority of those, and I just love Tangled to death. Rapunzel is awesome.
It's so good.
I mean, I personally think Elsa goes on a bigger transformation journey over her 2 films, but she does have 2 films to do it, so there is that. People do love Rapunzel. I'm not the biggest Tangled fan personally, but I get it. I know. Black Widow is actually shocking that she was a round 4 pick. I will say that. It is quite shocking to me. Cher was on my list to pick. It was like Cher, Regina George, and Elle Woods. I had like in their little competing thing of like, oh, maybe I'll try to like fit one in. They were kind of in the Miranda Priestley spot for me too, but obviously I did Cher for a video once, did a little cosplay of Cher, so I love her too. And she's great. She's just like now retiring, I think, from doing conventions just now after all this time, so it's great.
I actually met her at one in Maine.
Yeah, she's awesome. I would love to have met her. And of course, you have Zoe Saldana in the new ones.
I think Rapunzel's a really good choice as well. I'm kind of on with what these guys were saying. Like, I think Rapunzel, maybe not an obvious one, but I liked her. I like that character. She was on one of my like short lists here. I think Tangled's a great one. I'm mad at you for getting Mary Poppins right before me, but I think Mary Poppins is a really strong character too, and I'm kind of surprised she made it to round 3. But
yeah, I thought she would have been like someone's number 1.
Yeah, I thought for sure she was probably going to go 2, but then I was like, so I went with Mulan over Mary Poppins, but you got her. But I think that's going to be a boost for you.
I agree. I think there's a lot of value with Mary Poppins and Black Widow falling as far as they did. But yeah, as far as the recap, that about does it, guys. So from the Suit Up Geeks, AJ, Ryan, Dives, and myself, I just want to thank everybody on this panel. There's so many wonderful, wonderful creators. I'm going to start from the bottom. Larry, where can people find you? And from all of us at the Suit Up Geeks, thank you for joining us. Anything else you want to plug?
Yeah. Again, thank you for having me back on after the last one I was on was a little bit dicey.
No
I am very happy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all, for the drama on my last picks. But you can find me at Chili Boy Productions here on YouTube, as well as Chili Boy YT on Twitter and Chili Boy Productions on Instagram. Doing a lot of reactions right now. I used to be like so anti-TV it wasn't funny. Dives actually, he just was on the channel during season 4 of Game of Thrones.
Game of Greatness.
With Tyler, who has been trolling the chat up tonight as per usual.
Message from Mothra.
So yeah, come check it out.
We're on season 7 now, Larry. We're now on season 7 of Game of Thrones.
Well, I'm sorry.
You're always welcome. Larry is always a contender. Always. He's always in the running. Alyssa from Mainly Movies, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you, Alyssa? And anything else you want to plug for us?
Well, thank you for having me on. This was exciting. This is my first time on with you guys for the draft, so I was a little nervous, but I feel pretty good about it. So you can find me here on YouTube at Mainly Movies, and then Mainly Movies on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Letterboxd. And I just have a bunch of reviews coming out, so no TV reactions. So go to Larry for that. But if you want some movie reviews, you can maybe come to me.
Awesome. So please like, subscribe to Chili Boy, Mainly Movies. And we also have Rachel's reviews. Thank you for joining us. Anything you got going on upcoming, Rachel?
Yeah, we are finishing up the Talking Disney series. We only have 3 more movies left to review, and we're going to be talking about Chicken Little this week, which is going to be very fun. But also, Larry and I actually have a little podcast that we did on The Nanny, recapping The Nanny, called The Fran Cast, which is super fun, and we finished in June. So. The main recaps we finished in June. So if you like
this was
Nanny,
a TV contest, Rachel would have grabbed Fran Fine
Oh,
quick.
yes.
I'll tell you that.
If this is TV, it would
He's
have been a
the
whole
best.
other
Oh my
level.
God.
I don't think he would have changed everything. I mean, look at my shirt. I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel. That was so awesome to have you on. Next
fun.
up, we
Thanks for
have
having me.
we have Anne. Thank you for joining us. Anything you got going on that you want to plug? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so as I said, I'm a fantasy author, so if you like fantasy, young adult, buy my book. That one.
Do it.
Couple of Ashes. Anywhere books are sold.
Wait,
but-
hold it up to the camp, grab it and hold
Yeah.
Yes.
Free marketing.
it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
I
Congratulations.
like that
That's
title.
awesome.
Yay.
I
You can get it anywhere. But you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, AnDaleView, and then on TikTok at AnDaleView too.
Epic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Next,
it's
we
fun.
have Miss Amanda. What's going on with you, Amanda? How's Canada Cinema doing?
It's doing well. It's doing great. Thanks for having me again, guys. This is always fun. You guys are all amazing creators. Please sub, like, comment, go follow these people. They're all amazing, and it's been an honor to be a part of this draft with you guys. You guys can always find me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd for all my hot takes as per usual. You can check out Candid Cinema on YouTube, website xcinema.com.
And for the sake of time, please follow all of AJ, Dodds, and myself at the Suit Up Geeks. Last but not least, Mr. Christian, what's going on with you?
What's up?
With the soundboard,
again.
as always. Where can people find you, and what you got going on, man?
So you can find me over at Film Optics, that is Optics with an X, on Twitter and Instagram, as well as my personal Twitter at Music City Nerd. And yeah, we just have a lot of reviews coming up. We got our old review coming up, so that's a lot of fun. So
Did you like it?
that was a movie. That was a movie I saw in theaters. I'll just leave it at that. You know, I want people to form their own opinions, but yeah. Thank you again. This is my second time coming on. It's been a blast for sure.
Hell yeah, man. You're awesome,
Right.
Christian. Thank you so much. And shouts out to the Music City crew. Go ahead, Dubs.
I just want to say everybody's like Twitter, YouTube websites are down in the description. Please share the love. Everybody here is among the best of the best when it comes to entertainment content. If you find it down below, hit that subscribe.
Yep. So that about wraps it up. That was the post-game show. Thank you for everybody for joining us. Thank you everybody for watching. This was the greatest female characters in film. Go on Twitter and vote for all these epic teams. That's when it will be going down. For everybody, the Suit Up Geeks and all of the wonderful creators down below. Thank everybody for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.